and workers' rights in India. The case highlighted the struggles faced by women in the Indian workforce and brought attention to the need for better labor protections. The Indian labor laws have always been complex, and this case brought to light the need for clearer regulations and better enforcement mechanisms. The case also sparked a debate about the role of the government in protecting workers' rights and promoting social justice. Indra Sawhney's case is a testament to the power of individual action and the importance of standing up for one's rights. Her bravery and determination paved the way for future generations of workers to fight for their rights. Indra Sawhney was a female employee who worked in the Indian government. She faced discrimination and unfair treatment at her workplace, which led her to take legal action against her employer. Her case was not just about her own struggles, but about the broader struggle for women's rights and labor rights in India. As a female employee, Indra faced many challenges in the male-dominated Indian workforce. She was marginalized and excluded from opportunities, and her work was undervalued. Her case brought attention to the systemic issues that contribute to gender-based discrimination in the workplace. Indra's case also highlighted the lack of effective labor laws and regulations in India at the time. The existing laws were inadequate, and their enforcement was poor, leaving workers vulnerable to exploitation. The case of Indra Sawhney versus the Union of India is often cited as a landmark case in Indian labor law. It was a turning point in the struggle for workers' rights and paved the way for future reforms. Indra's case was not just about her own struggle, but about the struggles of millions of workers who face similar challenges every day. Her bravery and determination inspired a generation of workers to stand up for their rights. The case was heard in the Supreme Court of India, which delivered a landmark verdict in favor of Indra Sawhney. The verdict was a major victory for workers' rights and paved the way for future reforms. The Supreme Court's verdict emphasized the need for better labor laws and regulations in India. It emphasized the importance of protecting workers' rights and promoting social justice. The verdict also highlighted the need for greater gender equality in the workplace. It recognized the struggles faced by women in the Indian workforce and called for greater action to address these issues. The case of Indra Sawhney versus the Union of India was a major milestone in the struggle for labor rights in India. It paved the way for future reforms and inspired a generation of workers to stand up for their rights. The early 1990s were a time of great social and economic change in India. The country was undergoing rapid industrialization, and the workforce was expanding rapidly. However, this growth also led to greater exploitation of workers who were often denied their basic rights. In this context, Indra Sawhney's case was a powerful symbol of resistance against exploitation and oppression. It inspired workers to stand up for their rights and demand better treatment from their employers. The case also highlighted the need for greater accountability on the part of employers. It emphasized the importance of providing safe working conditions and fair wages to workers. The verdict in favor of Indra Sawhney sent a powerful message to employers across the country. It emphasized that workers' rights would be protected and that exploitation would not be tolerated. The case of Indra Sawhney versus the Union of India is still cited as a landmark case in Indian labor law. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of protecting workers' rights and promoting social justice. The verdict in favor of Indra Sawhney was a major victory for workers' rights in India. It paved the way for future reforms and inspired a generation of workers to stand up for their rights. In conclusion, the case of Indra Sawhney versus the Union of India is a powerful example of the struggle for justice and equality in the workplace. It is a testament to the power of individual action and the importance of standing up for one's rights. Indra Sawhney v. Union of India, Ors affirmative action, which is commonly referred to in India as reservation, was an earnest attempt by the framers of the Constitution to bring in socio-economic equality in Indian society, particularly the reservation in matters of public employment as provided in Article 16 of the Constitution. The framers of the Constitution were aware and conscious of the lack of homogeneity of the Indian society. And apart from the differences in religion, culture, language, etc., there existed people who were in comparison weaker than others, economically, socially, and culturally. To ameliorate the conditions of weaker and backward classes, and to make them at par with the other sections of society, the Constitution gave us a